Welcome everybody to another live edition of our roundtable. I'm your host Jay. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching another episode. Man, as you guys can see in the title description tonight, we got a very epic and breaking news, I guess you can call it, event here tonight. I'm glad you'll all be a part of it. Before we get started, I want to give a major hi to Trey Stone. What's up, Trey Stone? Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you as always. And as you guys can see, we also have my good friend and team player and teammate, if you will, Tammy the show. How you doing, Tammy? Thank you so much for being here. As usual, I appreciate every single one of you. All right, now, before we get started with tonight's data, and believe it, guys, we have a lot of stuff to unpack here tonight. And before I do, I want to ask Tammy, again, our team player, if she wants to get in here. And, she beat me to the punch. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and please say hello to our good friend Tammy to the show. Hey, Tammy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Busy week as always. Hope you're doing okay in your neck of the woods.
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Right. Well, that's best we can do.
So I get told a while ago, Rick tells me, it's like, oh, by the way, I don't know what to do about my shower shoes. I said, what are you talking about? Now, come on, we know the shoe issue. We're going on, a year and almost 1 month. And
those good old shower shoes. Yeah.
You ready? They took him over at the other unit that he was at the night before last. They took him after he took his shower and wouldn't give them back to him. They're broken. They came from county because the state doesn't have any that fits him. He's got to have his feet measured for them to give him shoes.
Oh, that's right, because he's a bigger guy. That's right. Yep. It doesn't surprise me how the jails don't have that size. It's amazing.
Well, but I'm like, 4.5 months they've had to measure his feet there for the, I'm like, okay, so what would you like me to do? He's like, I don't know what can be done. I said, didn't you think to ask him today?
Right. Yeah. Well,
funny.
And again, simple petty stuff like that, it never surprises me. I can't stand how they have things operating in there. But with that being said, hopefully those petty ass mistakes and others will be taken care of now that this new thing has passed. So let me ask you real quick, Tammy, before getting the details and the facts tonight, what do you think about this new law?
Oh, I love it. So I've been kind of spreading the word. I'm going to encourage our followers out here and viewers. I've been spreading the word in our different social media platforms.
So have I.
About it because we have a real issue. You have a twofold problem. We did the podcast on the grievance procedure.
Correct.
How can you work a grievance when there's retaliation? I know that you know who Bam is. Bam has been brutalized in there.
Oh, I know.
For standing up. And then another guy that is with him, he's the one that I told you that they took the clothing. They took his clothing. He's in a cell with no clothing. No, nada, nothing. And they did all kinds of stuff to him, took his tablet, if you stand up for yourself, you're going to get the crap beat out of you. That's just no two ways about it. It reminds me of the oppression that a lot of minorities over the years have faced. We have our Black community, we have our Latino community, and then we have when the Irish came across there, I know a lot of people probably have watched Peaky Blinders. I mean, that's what kind of created the gangs and the warfare, because
Right.
They had to band
Well,
together. Now, if we could just get the prisoners to do the same thing for a good cause, to get
mhm.
behind a good cause, then we'd be all right.
Well, and that's why I'm glad I asked you, because obviously your insight is about the same as mine when it comes to this law that was just passed, and I'm glad it actually did, because it's long overdue. Obviously, we've been needing this type of law and whatnot and other factors when it comes to prison reform for years now, decades now. And but hey, I can't really find anything to really technically complain or bitch about, if you will, because again, better late than never, I guess, in a sense. But I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad now that
It's a start. It's a
it,
start.
well, that's my point. That's my point.
Hmm.
Absolutely. But what I'm getting at is that I'm glad that it's going to be an independent, investigations, instead of the other guys. If you get my drift, so I'm glad this is happening.
Yeah, me too, because we have I mean, I'm going to try and find it so I can read it to you guys because I found it very interesting.
Hmm.
Somebody was, oh goodness, let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry, I will. Somebody had said something. Oh, here it is. Okay.
That sounds pretty good there, Trey Stone. I had tacos tonight too, so I guess we're on the same page. So, sorry, go ahead. Talking about food.
Okay, so no, that's okay. So the heat directive, it talks about the heat directive and it goes on to it. It's one of our big guys here in Texas with another big advocacy group,
Mhm.
nonprofit, and he
Mhm.
says, that they need to have their, are they getting, so he's saying, are your loved ones being allowed to stay at respite
Right.
as long as they are feeling overheated, or did your loved ones requested respite be 15 minutes or less before being sent back? If so,
Right.
did they file a grievance? Please PM me. Thank you, Charlie Maloof, the vice president of Texas Cure. And
Right.
I asked him, could I share it and all of that? And then he told me, yes, please have the respective family members PM me. We really need this info for court this week. Docket calls this morning. So that Texas Cure and Lioness are the ones that went hand in hand against Texas.
Mhm.
And then we had another discussion that he popped in. It's all relevant to this, and that's why I'm trying to find it real quick. Here it is. Oh, here we go. It's directly related. I found it. Sorry. Give me 1 second because um I want to read this because it's really directly related to this. If it'll take me to this. What do you do if they deny you respite? My son has asked several times to go and they deny him. I thought that they were supposed to approve that.
Mhm.
And so they get in and they talk about it. And then they say Abbott killed a lot of bills because he does not care about the ones in prison. As long
Mhm.
as he is governor and Patrick is lieutenant governor, we will not get any help in our prison system. So it just goes on and on about that. And I told them, I said, please look at the new federal oversight act that was just passed last week. A whistleblower brought national attention to two federal prisons in West Virginia that were abusing
Mhm.
prisoners. Sounds like our nightmare here in Texas. We have to get behind the advocacy and always keep a paper trail, emails, or notebook when our loved ones call.
Yes, hard
I
copies.
have a notebook. I write it down, date and times, brief description, ask for help from the other advocates like TPA, Texas Cure, and multiple others. Encourage the loved ones to file grievances. And then I put in parentheses, I know retaliation is real, but it has to be done. I
Mhm.
wish I had a magic wand to just wipe all the unjust things away that the commonly defend all those incarcerated. And then they said, somebody asked me, hi, is this only for federal prisons? I said, yes, but it gives precedence, very important, precedence for states to now gives us a stepping stone per se. And it started a whole flag of conversation. So when we do things like that and we get in these other groups and we let them know, I recommend, and this is old school, go to Dollar Tree because they carry older stuff, get a calendar. And when you have to call a unit in your state, or county jail or whatever, and your loved one saying, oh, they did this to me or they did that, on that date, on that calendar, write it down. And then you can always go back and type it all up. But at least you don't have to go back and go, man, what day was that? And digging through your phone and all that. Anytime you ever talk to somebody, ask them what their name is. Remember my letter I wrote to you, wrote to the advocate that I put, the liaison and the warden letter. It was the warden letter where I said I talked to officer such and such at this time. Write down the time, the date, and who you talked to every single time. Because that is the only way this advocacy works. We have to be able to build, because eventually if you become party to a class action lawsuit, then you have all your facts together to just hand them to an attorney.
Right. And correct. And I've been saying this for a long time too. You know, every time you want to do any type of stuff like that, letters or emails or something along those lines, it's important that you do that stuff because it leaves a paper trail. It leaves a background that, hey, you did do this instead of just, you know, doing it the other way. So paper trail is important. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I want to give a major shout out to Curtis, our good friend Curtis, who's a good person, part of this team. What's up, Curtis? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, my friend. I know I forgot to send you the link, my friend, for the merch line stuff, but I'm glad you're here because I need everybody that's involved tonight to do a voting process before we end this podcast tonight, because I got to get the T-shirt that makes the number one vote up on my merch line so you guys can purchase it. So I need to send that information to you, Kurt. So there you go. Thank you so much for being here. Anyways, so Tammy, before we get involved with tonight's data, I want to do the voting thing and get that out of the way first before we do anything else. Is that all right with you?
That's fine with me.
Okay, and Curtis says, I can't stay here long as I have something to do. Okay, Curtis, thank you so much. I appreciate you nonetheless. Popping in here is support enough, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Curtis.
I will I'll try and put the links to the two stories we're talking about here in a second. I'm pulling out a notepad for the voting. But Curtis, I know that you like the federal stuff too and want to know stuff. So I'll make sure I put the links where I got the articles for you guys to be able to go back and read them in their entirety. I think that you will be like it was almost made me feel like an American to a point today.
Right.
When I found
I know Curtis. Curtis is going to like at least a couple of the T-shirts that came up because he's a vet. So yeah, voting for our T-shirts, Kurt. So that's what that's about right now. So Tammy, what I need you to do, if you can, please, because it makes it a little bit more somewhat easy for me to kind of keep tabs of the votes, and whoever has the highest votes obviously is going to win the T-shirt. You know what I mean? So
did you number them?
I'm just going to say verbally what T-shirts what, like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, do it that way. That way I'll know.
Yeah. So we're going to do that right now. I'm hoping people can see it. These are the models that are modeling the shirts that I came up with yesterday or day before, I think it was. But nonetheless, we're going to start with number 1, Tammy, and then we're going to have the people in the chat vote yes or no. And when they say yes, that's a vote. When they say no, that's also a vote. And then I'll know which one I can use. All right? Does that make sense?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So first one up on the screen, guys. I hope you guys can see it. It's this one here. It's the lady modeling the advocate one that
Can you make it bigger?
I don't know.
Small and zoom in on it.
I don't know. How do I do it? Uh-oh.
If you can't, it's okay.
I can't. It won't let me for some reason.
Let me try something. I don't know if it'll let me, but I'm going to try. Oh, you can't put pictures in the chat, I don't think. But...
This is number 1. I hope you guys can see this anyways. If you guys can, if you like this shirt and you want to see it on a shirt, let me know yes or no, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys?
Now, is this a YouTube account? Because I can't see the other social medias.
Let's see. As of right now, it just seems to be Curtis and Trey in here and you as far as that goes. But I know other people might get in a little bit later. I only have 4 people in watching right now, so it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so say yes for this one or no for this one that you see on the screen right now. The next one up on the line. This is picture or shirt number 1, Tammy, just so you know. Shirt number 1. This is shirt number 2.
That's the one where he's standing up. See, you can't see the graphic. Can you? I wonder.
I can't zoom in. I don't know how to make these any bigger than.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless I do. Let me try one more thing here real quick. Actually, I don't know if I can.
Picture of the design. Can you do that?
1 second.
Let me see if I can help in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I have this one. Hang on a minute. Tammy to the rescue. Let's see if we can do this.
All right.
The only one I think I don't have. I'm going to email you picture number 1. Hang on.
Okay, let me see if this will work. I doubt it. But
it's going to say the 1 in the subject line.
Okay.
I just sent that one.
All right, give me 1 minute here, guys. Little technical difficulties. Come on, email. Where's my email now? I didn't get your email. Did you send it to the Voices from Inside Out one?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay, what I'm going to do, guys, just bear with me. I'm going to see what else I can do here. So Curtis put in the vote number 2. Yes, he wants number 2.
And he liked number 1 too, right? I believe.
I don't know if he said that. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do it like that. So he said 1 and 2 he likes. So again, guys, this is the shirt. I can't not make this any bigger. I do not know why it will not let me. Have no clue.
I know which
That's
one
weird.
Curtis is really going to like, but
Yeah. Okay, so here's T-shirt number 3 for your guys' information. This is the yellow one now that you see on your screen. This is the other veteran shirt.
There's 3 veteran shirts, right? We did 3. There's 5 shirts total.
Yeah, well, I have 4 up here. Anyways, so there's that one. That was number 3. This is number 4. No justice, but I served for our freedom. There's that one.
And it says hashtag freedom for veterans.
Yes, and on the T-shirts also on the sleeves it has our logo from Inside Out from Inside Out Network LLC on the sleeve. Okay, and there's the one I came up with.
And what does yours say? Read it, Jay, because I can't read the small. I'm sorry.
I know, I do apologize. It does say, I'll read it out loud to you. Just give 1 second, guys. Come on. It says, being a soldier is a choice at the top. Being a veteran is an honor down below. That's what that says. And this is number 4 T-shirt. So let me know what you guys think in the chat.
I sent them all to your email. So you can check and see.
Okay, I appreciate it. And Curtis said this to me, Jay, I need to talk to you in the next 24 hours. Okay, I'll try to hit you up after the show if you're still available, Curtis. Thank you so much for that message. Thank you. All right. With that said, though, there's the T-shirts. I'm going to go ahead and see if the email will let me put them up here. Come on. There we go. I got your emails, Tammy.
I think if you put up the pictures, they'll be able to see those. And then
That's what I'm going to do right now. Just bear with me.
Trey and Curtis, I'm putting the articles from tonight up in there, the links, so that if y'all want to copy them, you can take them. And then that way, if anybody else comes later on, they can reach out. I can send them out as well. If you guys need them. This has been an odd week, and we're at the end of the month. I think that's why a lot's not going on. We're not as bumping as we usually are.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going down. All right.
Okay.
So let me see if I can do the share screen and share it and show these. If not,
I think you'll be able to, because then they'll be able to see them. I think you'll be able to do bigger.
All right, I'm gonna do a test run real quick. See if this pops up better this way. I'm gonna do one at a time and see if this works. All right. Is that better?
Oh yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, you can see it now.
Okay, so this is a T-shirt design that's going to be on a T-shirt. Say yes or no in the chat if you like this one on a T-shirt and you would wear it. And the next one that Tammy sent me is this one. Come on, load up, load. I'm sorry this is taking longer than I thought, guys. There's this one, The Real Advocate. Please stand up.
Got Jay's logo on his hoodie.
Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Yep. So anyways, yes or no for this one, guys in the chat. And then last but not least is come on, open, download. Why, man, I must have slow internet tonight. Okay, here's the other one. Set them free. Our veterans paid the ultimate price. Absolutely. And the other one that I have set on my T-shirt looks like this, guys. There. Being a soldier is a choice. Being a veteran is a honor. Let me know what you guys think about these T-shirts in the chat, and we'll go from there.
I'm trying to look, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting there.
It's okay. Trey said is... Go ahead.
I was trying to put the secondary link. It's not letting me, so you may have to post that one in there.
All right. Well, there's your link that you did send in the chat. Brandy's in here.
It was the second one, though, that I was not able to get in here. It's a big link. That's why.
Brandy voted on X. Well, she's on X right now, Tammy, and she said number 2 and number 3 she likes.
Number 2.
That's a vote. Yep. Number 2 and number 3. And keep in mind, guys, the voting aspect of these T-shirts, believe it or not, are on my community page on YouTube. If you want to head over there real quick and put your vote in the chat. Vote there too. I'd greatly appreciate it. That way it's in writing or it's on the record. Anyways, thank you so much for Brandy for doing that, and welcome to the show. All right, we're going to go ahead and tear into, guys, the data for tonight's podcast about this new law. I think it's going to be very fruitful and beneficial for a lot of us, especially if we got a locked up law one in a federal pen. And then Trey also voted real quick on the screen. He said number 1 is fine. Yep, and number 2 is good. Thank you guys for your votes. I appreciate you guys. And thank you, Tammy, for taking talents. All right, let's go ahead and do the share screen and show you guys the data for tonight. Where is my... Oh, right here. Okay. Okay, so what you guys see on the screen... What you guys see on the screen, is this okay, Tammy?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's the one I wanted you to do first.
Okay. Did you want me to read it, or did you want to do it?
I'll do it. I'll do
Okay. I
this
mean,
one.
it's
I'll tell you why it gets ugly. And so,
okay. No, no worries. No worries. Is there a way you could turn up your mic, Tammy? Because you're a little low.
yeah, I can. That's
There
probably
it
because
is.
I
There it
had
is. There it is.
there.
Yep.
It's
Whatever you did
I
worked.
sat my phone down. Okay, guys. So this was in Hazleton, West Virginia. Um, a group of senators is asking for a full investigation after a whistleblower claimed that staff at the Federal Corrections Complex, FCC Hazleton, in Preston County are covering up misconduct, including releasing the wrong inmates, urinating on prisoner property, and beating and assaulting inmates. According to a press release from Senator Shelley Moore Capito, Republican of West Virginia, the whistleblower accuses staff members of, tell me if this gives you guys shockwaves. We've all been there. Releasing the wrong incarcerated individual from the facility after failing to properly identify the correct individual scheduled for release.
Imagine
Attempting to
that.
cover up a group, yeah, imagine that. Oh, it gets better. Attempting to cover up a group of inmates escaping from the prison camp, punching an incarcerated individual on the camera, repeatedly directing racial slurs against minorities. That's daily life in Texas. Um, Forcing, oh, wait, there you go. Urinating on prisoner property, it gets better. Forcing incarcerated individuals to urinate and defecate on themselves as a condition of being released from
Yeah.
restrictive
Screw that.
custody. That is just absolutely, when I saw that, my blood just boiled.
Yeah.
Um, Assaulting an incarcerated person, breaking the individual's ribs, beating an incarcerated person in shoe, special housing unit. Nice word to say the whole. So
Yeah.
severely, the individual had a seizure and was taken to the hospital 2 days later. Shredding
Mm.
personal inmate mail and failing to
Oh,
provide
that's a major
inmates
no. That's a
access
major
to
no
their
no.
mail.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a major no no right there.
Isn't that sad that that's more of a no no than making them defecate and urinate on themselves? That's sad.
What the?
This
Yeah.
The serious misconduct, as Capito's release called it, is alleged to have happened at both the United States Penitentiary, USP Hazleton, and Federal Corrections Institution, FCI Hazleton, since 2013.
Yes.
And
So, guys, go ahead, Timmy.
go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay,
I can
sorry.
stop
So,
there for a
guys,
minute.
this is the reason why I'm glad to see this law that was just passed here in this month of July, and this is why I'm glad to see this type of shit be put a stop to. This is just heinous. This is bullshit.
In a letter addressed to the Attorney General Merrick Garland, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, and Federal Bureau of Prisons, the BOP, Director Colette Peters, Senator Capito, Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat West Virginia, and Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican Indiana, and Senator Dick Durbin, uh, Democrat of Illinois, said in part, if these allegations are true and accurate, they reflect a rampant culture of abuse and misconduct at FCC Hazleton. The three senators are asking for information regarding the investigation of abuse by no later than October 3rd, including, now, this is what got me. A list of abuse allegations at FCC Hazleton since 2013. A list of FCC Hazleton staff members who have been transferred under investigation while under investigation for inmate
Yeah. See.
abuse.
Yeah.
And then they're asking for copies of all documents regarding crimes and transfers of BOP staff who have been charged with the crime at FCC since 2013. Number of employees who continue to work with inmates while under investigation for inmate
Yeah.
abuse. Now, and so the news reached out to the BOP and received the following response from its public affairs office, of course. Good old government. The Federal Bureau of Prisons responds directly to members of Congress and their staff. Out
Yeah.
of respect and deference to members, out of respect to the deference and members, we do not share our congressional correspondence with the media.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no, they don't, because they don't want everybody to know their dirt. 12
Yeah.
News also
This
reached
is the
out to
reason.
them.
Right. This is the, yeah, you're correct, Tammy. This is the reason why they don't like public attention.
12 News also has reached out to the American Federation government employees, but has not received any official response and was not able to reach anyone at FCC Hazleton. A copy of the senator's full letter is available here. So, guys, check out the senator's letter. This is what I was telling Jay, and that's just me. Notice how Dublin was not mentioned. Remember the story Jay and I did on
Yes.
Dublin Female Medical Correction Center, where not only one warden, but two wardens and staff, some of them the same staff, were filming women that they were RAing and essaying and photographing and doing things to repeatedly. It was called the Clubhouse. That was the nickname for that place, the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
So,
Disgusting.
yeah, it is. It is, and I'm hoping to see some results after that one. Just all for you guys' information and whatnot. I don't take any of this credit of this article. Again, this information should be in my description of this video here tonight. So go click on it if you're wanting to see it in your own leisure time. Again, all credit goes to 12 WBOY. WBOY is a news outlet, I believe. That's in what is that? Where's this
West
at? Fairmont.
Virginia.
Okay, my bad. Anyways, again, all credit goes to them, guys. Thank you very much for that. So let's get into the chat real quick and see what's going on. Tim Man said, "Greetings, mortals. Welcome in, Tim Man. Hope you're having a good time. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you." And he also said, "Why am I not surprised?" Yeah, I say it all the time. And they call us bad people. Absolutely. And go after the CO unions. This is Trey speaking, by the way, guys. They cover things up. They are strong enough to force out the wardens that crack down on COs. Yeah. Cruel. And Tim Men said cruel and unusual. And Tim Men said yes. I'm not sure yes on what, but there you guys go. So, yeah. And then Trey gets in here real quick and says this. COs do bad, escape trouble, and get transferred. It's called a scandal when Catholic churches do it with the bad priest. Absolutely. No accountability whatsoever. Run and hide, as they say. Tammy?
I don't know if it's even run and hide as much as it is as, hey, let's hide them. They don't even have to run. They give them a nice, cushy job somewhere else. Listen, I remember at a school, I don't want to mention where, that there was a coach, a track coach.
You're correct,
And one
Brandy.
of the
Thank you.
girls, and one of the girls babysat for him, somebody I knew babysat for him, and he was having, with her relations with this teenage girl, a grown man. She was their babysitter sometimes. And so somebody found out about it, and somebody, and he got charged in that one, but he had been doing it at other schools. And because the schools didn't want the tarnishment, they would let him resign and give him a good reference so he could go somewhere else. This is the same crap.
Well,
Like, when
and
are
you,
we going to learn from history repeating itself? It,
well,
I'm
they,
not saying, whoops.
sorry, Tammy. I got to get better at this. I'm working on it.
We're both do it. But when are we
Um,
going to learn that I believe in second chances? I'm not saying that.
well,
But
and keep,
people have to have an accountability before that second chance happens, because if they don't recognize the problem, kind of like alcohol or drugs or sex and love addiction, if you don't recognize you have a problem and acknowledge, I am an alcoholic, I am a drug addict, I am a sex and love addiction addict. If you do not recognize that, do not attend to get help and get into counseling therapy. Get at the root of the problem. Dig it
Yeah.
out. Dig deep. Work the programs.
Even if it's embarrassing, you got to do it.
There's lots of people that have problems. We all have problems for a reason. But if we don't deal with those, we can't get to the solution to the problem. We have
Right.
to
It never
attention
goes
to the
away, and it
problem.
just it manifests in something bigger.
Yeah.
So, but what you were talking about earlier about, the, government individuals, cops do it too, guys. Cops get away with everything because of why? What's that word? Does anybody know what that word is? Why do cops get away with all their actions that you see, like, say, for example, on video and whatnot? What makes these... There you there. That's it, Tammy. Qualified immunity is what protects a lot of our government officials. If we get rid of that, we can try to change.
And that's what sucks, because even the good cops that want to do something about the bad, they have to go up against their own to the point of they lose their whole lives over it. I remember what my father went through reporting his department and what they were doing. He saw something dirty and he said, not on my watch. And it takes a lot to do those things. It is not for the faint of heart.
Correct, Tammy. Thank you. And Tim Man said this: if you do it, own it, learn from it, and seek help and grow as a person. Absolutely. But before we, absolutely. Well, that's the only way you can. First off, it's kind of the manly thing to do and a woman thing to do. If it's depending on what's going on. I mean, both men and women need to, own up to whatever issues that they have. Not picking on anybody, just saying hypothetically here. But before we go any more further with the data, I want to give a shout out to somebody because I wanted to let everybody know I got a new member to our podcast, and I want to show it to you guys on here if I can, just to give her a shout out, let her know that, hey, I'm not forgetting about her. Hope you guys can see this. This is on my dashboard. She's a new member, Laura. I think I said her name correct, and she joined 6 days ago. So please give a shout out and say thank you to Laura for joining the members section of my podcast.
Hi, also, Laura, down below, shout out to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, absolutely. And this is Mark, for you guys can't see that. This is Mark, and he joined 21 days ago. So again, if you guys want to join the members section, you guys can do that. Again, for shits and giggles, if you don't know how to navigate around my channel for whatever the reason is, I will show you guys what that looks like here right now. If it'll load, there it is. You can, actually, there should have been a member section button right in here. I hope you guys can see that. There's a member section button on here somewhere that you just hit member, and you can join at the cheapest is $2.99. Yeah, I think it's because this is my channel and I don't have that. Yeah, it should say it on yours though. Anyway, so there you guys go, and that's where we're at with it. I'm almost at 9,000 subscribers, guys, so we're doing great on that. I appreciate you guys more than you know. But let's go ahead and do some more data about tonight's podcast. So this is coming in from Channel 12 News. Again, same people. And this is what we're talking about right here. Go ahead.
Can I read what Trey said? He said something I want to put out here for a second.
Go ahead.
When the Oakdale warden was in trouble during COVID for infecting the entire prison, killing 7 inmates, they transferred him and forced him to retire to escape responsibility. Yeah, they give him a little ticket. Here's your golden ticket. Willy Wonka said you can have it. Here. I mean, it's amazing. They get rewarded for bad behavior. We just can't keep doing that. We can't keep rewarding bad behavior. Okay, that's all. I just wanted to give props to Trey.
No, I appreciate that. And I wanted to put up on the screen for the viewers that can't see it for whatever reason. There it is. When the Oakdale warden was in trouble during COVID, of all things, imagine that, for infecting the entire prison, killing 7 inmates. He should be tried for murder, to be honest with you. But anyways, they transferred him. What's that, Tammy?
Sorry. So should half our states for wrongfully executing mostly minorities
Yeah.
in the death chair, and then coming back 27 years later and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we made that little 14-year-old kid sit on his Bible as we fried him because we just didn't like black people, and we decided that he needed to go in the chair because him and his sister talked to the 2 white girls that went missing, so they must have done it."
Right.
Who pays that price? Who do we get up there and put them? And poor white people that can't afford. If I can't, it's money. It's about money. It's always about money. If you cannot pay for your own attorney and you're stuck with a public pretender, you're screwed.
Right.
We have to change that narrative.
Right. Before we go any further, I guess Tin Man is having an issue trying to find the membership button or the membership area. Tammy, does it show up on your screen?
I gotta look. I have to get it out of the chat here and let me see if I have how
I just
you
want to
do
make
it.
sure because I don't know why it's not coming up. I have it on. Come on, what's going on here? What happened? I'm having a lot of dang technical issues tonight with my gear.
With
Just
everybody's
every,
been having a lot of trouble with the.
as it shows up on there on my other computer, which is weird. Tim Man, we're working on it. Just bear with me, my friend. Trey Stone said wrongful death lawsuit. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm subscribed. Let me see what it says.
Does it have a join button at the in?
Communities up there, playlists, podcasts, live,
Yeah, I can't.
shorts, videos, and home. Member only videos.
Huh.
Okay, members only videos from Inside Out, videos play, shuffle, video shorts. Nope. You're going to have to probably contact YouTube, honestly.
That's weird to me.
Sorry
I don't
about
understand.
that. That's weird.
Oh,
That
you're
it's
good.
missing.
All right, guys. Well, what I'm going to have to do then is find the link. Matter of fact, bear with me. I'm going to do that right now. One
Yeah,
second,
do
guys.
that. You want me to
I
read
gotta get. I gotta get this stuff
while you're
fixed.
finding it? Do you want me to pull up and read that article while you're finding that?
Yeah, I guess if you could please.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna, whichever. I tried putting the link for it and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, see, this is weird to
It's a
me.
big link. It's a really big link, and I think that's why they didn't have a small link for it. So I put the act in there. So this was signed into law 6 days ago, guys, while Jay's finding that link to post in the chat.
Okay, I think I found it. So let
You
me.
too? You want me to wait then? I'll wait for a minute. Let you
I'm
get
gonna.
it posted.
I'm pasting. I'm pasting the link to my join button to join the members. Tim, and it's in the chat now. I hope you can see it. It's there for everybody to see. Thank you, Timon, for taking that in consideration. There is the link to join the join button to be a member. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. All right. So let's go back to the share page. We'll do that right now, Tammy. Thank you so much for your patience.
No, you're good. You want to read it? You want me to?
It's up to you. I don't really care one way or another.
Okay. Well, either way. So I'll read it if you want me to, and then if you see something that you want to do or something, I'll stop.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Washington, D.C., more oversight is coming to federal prison system after federal prison oversight was signed into law by President Joe Biden. Sorry, guys. Both of West Virginia's senators, Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Shelley Moore, sponsored the legislation after the Federal Corrections Complex, FCC Hazleton, garnered national attention following a whistleblower alleging abuse, escapes, and cover-ups. Since then, multiple actions have been taken in an attempt to address the staffing shortage at FCC Hazleton, including retention pay and direct hire authority. Now, with the Federal Prison Oversight Act, all 122 federal correctional facilities nationwide will be subject to mandatory routine inspections of all facilities by the Department of Justice Inspector General. Not just the regular DOG, but we're talking Inspector General's office. Additionally, a new supervisory body will be created to investigate the health, safety, welfare, and rights of incarcerated people and staff.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about this is doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democratic, or Independent. I want to give pats on the back, and I don't say that very often because I have my own things about Congress I do not like.
Me and you both.
But I love that they came together and saw the humanity that needed to happen here. It's called being a human being, and they figured it out. I think a light bulb moment was there. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So they did their bipartisan, bicameral Federal Prison Oversight Act is a historic legislation that will truly improve safety and accountability in all federal prisons facilities for both staff and inmates. Senator Manchin said in a press release, following serious accounts of abuse, staff shortages, and dangerous conditions at federal prisons in West Virginia and across the nation. So that means they went other places across the nation. It is even more critical that this common sense legislation be swiftly implemented. I am grateful to my bipartisan colleagues who worked together to get it across the finish line, and I look forward to seeing its impact on improving our federal prison system. I was proud to work alongside my colleagues to get the Federal Prison Oversight Act through Congress and now signed into law. Investigations into our federal prisons produce shocking and alarming findings, and reports of misconduct, abuse, and inadequate facilities are unacceptable. The state and condition of our federal prisons is something I have frequently discussed with constituents, families, correctional officers, and it's a positive development that needed oversight will be soon implemented, Senator Capito said in a press release.
Correct.
And I want to say something, guys, and I know I talk about Texas a lot, but we know Texas has a lot of issues, like everywhere else, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, harvesting organs. I can go on and on. Here's the thing. Texas has 104 prisons. The whole United States federal government has 122. And we have 104 here. And Rick had to sleep on the floor in a day room because it was overcrowded. It's in a G4 wing. We have G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. He's in a G4 wing because he can't be in the G2 wing where he needs to be because they're overcrowded. They have overflow. He's in overflow in the G4 wing.
Wow.
Every prison he went to, it was like that. When they transferred him from Beto to Win Unit, the first one, they put him in a cell in the G5 wing. So every time they escort G4, G5, they have to cuff them behind their back. And the guard comes up, the CO comes up to him and says, What are you? He says, I think I'm G3. He was G2, but he told him G3 because they never told him at Beto what he was. He didn't find out till he got to this last stop. But it is absolutely insane. He went from trying to Central East Texas all the way to South Texas to go back up to Central East Texas to end up in Northwest Texas. What?
Right. What? See, and they don't teach. Right. They don't teach you this type of simple ass stuff in the academy. I mean, when you get into the actual prison itself, guys, the COs technically, believe it or not, really don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just going by the seat of their pants. And that's including medical staff too. They have no idea what I bet you don't even know how to do CPR. You
Some
know,
of
I
them
mean,
don't.
some of the medical staff people are just interns. And then, of course, you got rookies. I don't know. I think technically, all the way, every kind of staff that works in our prisons need a major overhaul and training process and get more educated than what they have under the belt currently right now. That's how
And
I
I
look
think
at it.
they need to
It's
shadow. I mean, look,
ignorance.
I owned a friggin' restaurant, okay? We
Can't
didn't
be that
just throw
stupid.
somebody out there on the floor to serve people. You have to teach them. You don't just throw people out there. You just can't do that.
My good friend Trey Stone said this: the prison was locked down, only COs going in and out. Yeah. The union sued Oakdale, claiming the COs contracted COVID from inmates in unsafe interactions. No COs give the inmates flu and now COVID. Interesting.
This is what kills me. How can really okay, let me just say this and I
Thank
don't
you,
care
Trey.
what anybody says. I don't care. I don't care. Blow up my phone, blow up me, whatever you need to do. The inmates are incarcerated. I understand that there are certain STDs and things like that that happen there. I get that part of it, right? A guard should never catch that because they shouldn't be interacting with prisoners like that to catch it. When we're talking about prison, that form of incarceration, you're not out in the public. So, how the hell are they bringing COVID in?
Yeah.
The
Blame
guards
it.
are, the staff
Right.
is, they go
Put the
home every
blame
day.
on everywhere but where it needs to be, right?
I mean, they're the ones that were out in the public, not the prisoners.
Right.
The prisoners
Yes.
were. I mean, nobody was going anywhere. I doubt they even got wrecked back then during COVID. I'm gonna have to ask, but I bet you they didn't even have rec or day room or any of that. I bet they stayed locked down.
Right. Well,
So how
technically, I
the
think
hell they
it.
give it to anybody?
Right. If I may, I'm just going to say that I believe you're like, say for example, let's say you're in the hole or the shoe or IMU, you're entitled by law anyways to at least have 1 hour out for all things related like
Yeah.
showers, phone calls, and an hour for rec. I think it's an hour for rec. If you don't get that, that's a big no-no.
Well, I can tell you
Um,
for 100% fact, and I know this 100%, that they do not do that here. And it
wow,
happens all the
Brandy.
time when they're in intake and all of that. It does not happen.
Hmm.
100%, I promise you that, yeah. I love your screen name, Brandy. Do
Yeah,
nothing, change nothing.
exactly. And look what she said though. Florida COs do not need certification. It's optional. Wow. I got to do it now, Brandy, just because you put that up. That is a major, that's an Imagine That segment right there.
Oh wow. I can't.
Imagine that, Brandy. Thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it.
I love
Wow.
it. Like what in the world? I could go on about the abuses. I can tell y'all about abuses a billion times over.
Yeah.
I can tell you
Well,
over and over and over again and over.
something's got to give. Something's got to change, guys. And again, hopefully with this new thing that just passed that you guys saw here tonight, this will be we won't be having to see any more negative and corrupt type shit happening inside of our prisons, and that's including federal too. I'm thinking that hopefully this will affect the state level too. I'm not sure. I got to double look, but I think it should go for all prisons, if not just federal.
Oh yeah,
But
I mean and I'm going to push, guys. I'm going to push it so hard, and I mean this. I want
yeah,
everybody. I will have my email up and running hopefully after this weekend for my nonprofit. I'm
mhm.
going to push very very hard with other advocates. I'm compiling a list. If you live in another state, I am encouraging you to get that list of advocacy groups, prison groups,
Yes,
anybody and
that's a
everybody
great.
that wants to jump on board. We're going to do a mass movement Jay and I are gonna get together. We're gonna get a letter together, and we are gonna write these 4 senators, and we are going to push for legislation for the states. We are going to push them and encourage them and let them know those are their constituents too, even if they're not in their states. We all,
Correct, Brandy.
Congress represents us all.
Mhm. Yeah, and Brandy's right too. I think it will make it easier for us to get it at state levels. I think that's the next step. I think that this is a major milestone and positive thing for us advocates. I think this is going to be a major, turn over a brand new leaf, if you will.
Yep.
And I think this is going to make things a lot better for all of us as a whole, and hopefully cut down or cut back, if you will, some of the negative stuff that's going on in our prisons. And like I said, Brandy's right. I think it will make it easier for all of us to get at state levels, and we're going to shoot for that. And again, guys, if you belong to any advocate groups or you're an advocate, look, Tammy's right on the button on this. Get a hold of us and send us your list of people that you belong to, so we can get this all out to a major amount of people, so we can get the ball rolling on this, because enough's enough. So contact me, as you see on the ticker down there, guys. voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Again, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Get a hold of us. Make sure you spell it the way you see it on there. Again, otherwise I won't get it. And of course, Tammy's working on her email. As soon as it's up and running and updated, I will do our part, or she will do her part, to let you know what that is. So, anything else you want to add, Tammy?
No, just that I love you all. Hang in there. Change is coming. Get ready. Let's go. I mean, like, we jump on it while there's fire. We don't wait till the fire dies out and try and ignite the flames. Let's keep it going. Keep the fire going. Keep building. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Listen, we are their only voice. And people that come back out, they are human beings. We want them to be able to come back out into our communities and be productive. If they are treated so terribly, the resentment, the anger, the embarrassment, the everything, all those emotions. Can you imagine somebody making you just even that part, urinating on themselves? Can you imagine what that does to your mental health? And then we want people to come back out here, and they're supposed to act normal. What is considered normal? I know a lot of people that think they're normal that are no whatever. Come on. We cannot take this hardline stance and then sit there and expect people not to be hard.
Right.
Can't teach love with hate. Can't do it, folks.
No.
It just doesn't
it's
work.
It's like trying to mix water with oil. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not. And I mean, it's just, and for me, it's the biblical side of things too, because like I said, there's only one judge in my book, and that's not me. That is not my place in this world or out of this world. And I know how corrupt and crooked the system is now, so there's no turning back for me. You have to show me 100 or forget it. Get off the train.
Correct.
It's not the party.
It's like my what was it? My grandparents said when I was a kid, "Shit or get off the pot."
Yep.
So it's either make it or break it. That's how I look at it, guys. So that's where I stand on it. Right. But anyways, guys, I don't know if that was your closing argument. Was it? Is there anything else you want to add, Tim, before we bounce out of here?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your statement there. But in closing for me, guys, as you guys know, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm, as Tammy is like me, behind the scenes, we are so extremely busy. I have, not every day, but every now and then I get people emailing me and asking for help and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So as you guys can see, Tammy's stretched thin. I am beyond stretched thin. If you guys have any type of ideas or anything that can help out the show, help out this cause, help out any of us, please, all insight and information and knowledge and questions will be welcomed here. So we want to grow. We want to make this a major thing. We want to get the nonprofit going. We want to get the housing situation going. So if you can lay in a hand, if you're good at something, let us know. Put it in the chat or email us and let us know what you're good at. Every one of us has got some kind of traits, and we need good good level minded people. We need hands, that are talented. If you've got a technique, let us know what it is, and we'd like to bring you on board if you're willing to do that. But nonetheless, guys, want this movement to be big? I need you guys to be on the same page. We cannot do this and then spread hate at the same time. Like Tammy said, it's not going to happen. It just won't work.
We need to get these villages up and running. We need to get the housing done so that we can start sparking humanity again. There are a lot more people innocent in there than you can ever imagine. There are a lot. I'm not saying everybody is, but I'm saying even the ones that are guilty, if we don't reach out our hand, who's going to?
Correct.
Who is? Tell me. Because we got to do what we got to do, our part. We can't sit back and bitch and gripe and complain. People raise hell with me about hiring felons or people on parole and things like that. But you know what? Those were some of my best workers. Those were some of the best. They had more integrity and stuff not to steal from me than people off the street that
Correct.
had no reason to steal, that had money,
right?
That were making money. Listen, it's not about do the crime, do the time crap. I'm sick of hearing that. Number one, you don't know they did the crime. We know how the plea deals go. We know what they do, how they stack the charges. We've been over that a million times. Unless you're sitting in that hot seat looking at those long-term sentences that they're offering for things now, don't go there. Educate yourself, people. Educate, advocate, and bring it back around. Just keep going.
Correct.
Let's go full circle. There's some
Correct.
of Jay's merch out there, guys. Help keep his channel supported up as much as you can.
Right. And keep in mind, guys, we do have obviously different colors. We do have gray, we do have maroon, and we do have navy blue, and we do have black. But I guess you can say the bad news is they only go up as high as 3X, and Trey Stone is a 4 or 5X. So
we'll figure that out, Trey. If you really want a shirt, we'll find somebody that can do the shirt. I'll see to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Myself. You want
absolutely.
Shirt done? We'll figure it out. I have friends
so don't
that
get
do
this
shirts, so we can. I can get somebody print him a shirt.
Thank you,
really
Tammy.
A specific one, Trey.
He's looking for.
We'll work it out.
Yeah, he's looking for a 4 or 5X, and this site don't make.
That's good. I know somebody here that can do that.
So we'll figure it out. Let me know what you want. I do got the logo there. I guess he was also talking. Trey was talking about he'd like to have a shirt that has like a collar, like a polo shirt. I have those on here. They do exist, and just with the logo on the pocket area. I can imagine that. I can figure that out. We can make that work. But anyways, I just put the sticker up there. Imagine that sticker for $9. Imagine that T-shirt for 15, guys. A beanie, if you're into them. I love beanies, so I got to get one of those. $30, and again, I know it seems pretty high, guys, but listen, the reason why is because of the type of material and who it is that's making it. So, like I said, guys, I don't make the prices. There's Curtis's coffee mug for $14. Hoodie, winter's coming. There it is, the hoodie, guys, for $39, and then there's their From Inside Out sticker. There's our water cooler or stainless water bottle, $30, and the T-shirt I just showed you, and another hat for right now. And then, of course, our new T-shirt that got voted in tonight. Tammy, real quick, what was the winner for the shirt for tonight?
Number 2, the red one. The advocate, please stand up.
So it was this one.
Yeah.
All right. I will make that one and put it up on the store and go from there. Thank you, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's see. What did Trey say? Trey Stone said, Officer, how do you pronounce that name? Officer something. I do apologize, guys.
Let me see if I can get to it. Sorry.
something of Oakdale FCI2 was just
Arthur Lejeune of Oakdale FCI2 was just like Pierce from Green Mile, scaring old people, assaulting inmates. You know, Trey, there's a special place in
What's
hell
up,
for
John?
people like that.
Yeah.
Just know it. There's a special place in hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he makes a great point. I'm the same way. I've said it before in other videos. He goes, like Trey said this, I trust certain inmates with my wallet and life than a CO. Amen.
I had a
I
guy
would
that
too.
worked for me that
I would too.
I gave
I
him
know
the
a few of them.
keys to my work
Thank you,
van,
Trey.
and
Yeah.
I could trust him to go pick up
I
material
put more trust, just like Trey said, I do. I put more trust in a felon than I would a person that has a clean record.
than a CO.
Than a CO
Not
or a guy
all
with.
Listen, not all COs are bad. There's some really good ones.
I'm not saying that. What
There's
I'm
good
saying is,
wardens, but
right.
I just
But
had
what
to
I'm
get
saying
thrown
is,
out.
I do. I'm the same way out here on the street. I'd rather put my trust in a felon than I would a guy that, or a person that has a clean record.
I just want to know that when this is over, y'all are going to stir a pot together to move me the hell out of Texas so that I don't get lynched over here.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just asking. Y'all get ready because I'm just telling you. I'm stirring the pot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what when you're stirring the pot, that means you're doing. If you're doing something right when it comes to stirring the pot, then obviously you're doing it, and they don't like it. But yeah. Well, that's gonna that's gonna cut it for tonight. Unless you want to keep going, Tammy. I only have 4 people in here tonight for some reason. I think there's a lot going on for tonight. But
going on this week, everybody.
Right.
But,
do you have a show idea what's coming up for Friday's Man tonight at all, by chance?
I thought we were gonna do the concept. We can bounce that and a couple other things that I'd like to put in there around because you've been wanting to do concept for a while.
I know it sounds weird. Look, I know it sounds weird, but it bothers me, and here's why I say it bothers me, guys, real quick before I bounce out of here. I like the word respect. I love the word respect. I love the word concept for some reason, but it's being thrown at me in so many different wrong ways I don't like. They're using concept that doesn't roll with me. That concept, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't work. Obviously, if it did, we'd be out of business, and you wouldn't be seeing me up here on YouTube.
You hate concept like I hate. Well, that's just.
Well, I like concept depending on what it is. So.
You know how people always say, "Well, that's just the way they do things." I absolutely that shit drives me crazy because just because that's the way things are done doesn't make it right. And why should we have to settle for the mediocrity and the BS and the abuse and the this and the that? Well, that's just the way they do it at this unit. Or they allow it and there's nothing you can put in. A lot of I-60s and grievances. It's not going to change. If every inmate put in a grievance and their little tickets and then the grievances, if they all did it together, that can't be ignored. That's why I encourage you to tell your loved ones if they are being abused, if certain things are happening, you have to fight.
That's why I like concept, but it depends on what concept you're going to try to preach to me. Certain concept just doesn't work because, like I said, if that concept that gets thrown in my comment section on all of my videos all the time, our prisons would be empty. More on that on Friday. I can't wait. Oh, that one gets to me. I don't know why. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching another episode of our Roundtable. Again, if you guys got show ideas, topic ideas, whatever idea, please email us. Again, real quick, guys, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Make sure you spell it right. That way I will get it and respond back. All right? Go ahead, Tammy, real quick.
I'm so sorry. Wanda, all of you guys know we're searching in West Virginia. Get me? West Virginia. Son is no longer here. He's not coming back. He doesn't get to come back. He's gone.
Right.
At the hands of police officers in the county, in the city jail.
Imagine
Somewhere between the city and the county, something happened to that young man, and his life is gone now. So, and this
whole thing could have been avoided.
Was done in West Virginia. So, are we seeing a pattern? You know, I'm just saying. I meant to make that one mention about Wanda, but you know,
Right.
guys,
Thank God for the new law now.
Stand up in this fight with us.
Yep, we need you. Thank God for the new law that passed, because now that won't ever happen again. I hope.
Well, it'll make people think twice before they decide to brutalize another human being, whether they're incarcerated or free.
Absolutely.
The laws should apply to them just like they do us.
Correct.
There should be no difference.
Correct.
Well, I'm going to go so you can talk to Curtis. And Curtis, okay. Much love. Trey, much love. Everybody out in the chat.
To everybody in the chat, real quick. Yep, to everybody in the chat tonight. Brandy, thank you so much for being on here from X. I appreciate you, as you know. I hope you're doing okay over your neck of the woods. Got questions, comments, concerns, put in the chat or email me, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Trey, thank you so much for being here. Curtis, Tin Man, thank you so much for you being here. And everybody else behind the scenes that I can't see on the chat, on other socials, thank you guys so much for being here. And Tammy, once again, thank you for being here, helping out.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night.
You too. You guys take care. With that being said, I'm your host, Jay. I'll see you coming up this Friday on Men's Night. With that said, good night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Good night. Bye-bye.